What's up, everybody? Happy Thanksgiving. Welcome to the Action Network podcast presented by DraftKings. I'm your host, Chris Raybon. This is our NFL Week 13 betting preview. We're going to talk sides, totals, props, money line underdogs, touchdowns, and of course, we'll build our Sunday six-pack of Against the Spread bets with the help of my co-host, the Prime Minister of Degenerate Nation, Stuckey. Stuck, happy Thanksgiving. Hope you feel better. Kind of rough week for us on the pod with the pushes last week. I think it was only one flat-out win. At least got the Tinsley touchdown, but how you feeling?
Yeah, I wish Vele would have got in. I wish the Saints would have done anything. Yeah, I'm sick as I'm sick as a dog. I had the flu. I might have bronchitis. I I had to go up for a family thing. Red eye Saturday night. Saturday night's my sleep night every week. I sleep. That's when after college football I will sleep until NFL. And I had to go. I had to take a red eye, see family for the day, and then had to fly back at night and then get ready for college football pods and college football content and NFL, which is all condensed into today, so we can get it out to you guys by Wednesday. So I haven't slept since. So it was up Saturday night, Sunday night, Monday night, and my flight was delayed 2.5 hours too. I didn't get into like 3 in the morning. So t this morning I just started feeling I have the chills, and so it's brutal. I gotta make it like 10. I gotta make it 10 more hours too because I gotta do college football tonight and then write my stuff. So I might die, but it's hopefully we can find some winners. Yeah, I mean last week I had a losing week. The Cowboys fortunately came back, pushed the Steelers, had a teaser win, lost this that. I lost the Saints. I mean, I had plus 2.5 on the Saints, but CLV bonfire. But it was the wrong side. I mean, I know you had the Saints in the six pack. It was a bit unfortunate. You had, two missed field goals, two drives
Fourth and
stopped at the
goal.
one.
Yeah.
The Saints' red zone offense is the worst in the league. Continues to be a problem. The the Raiders. I mean, looking back, I probably shouldn't have played them, but that's always the case with hindsight. But Shador, it wasn't like Shador was good. He had an 8 QBR. The Browns had a 26% success rate. I did say the one thing I was worried about was just the Browns' defensive line could dominate the game, and then they certainly did. What do they have? 10 sacks. Uh, so yeah, I mean, looking at the Raiders as a favorite probably wasn't the smart move. Um, so yeah, but as always, it's on to the next week, and one of my favorite weeks. We have football from basically, well, we had football today, Tuesday, so Tuesday college football, Tuesday through Monday, and see family, friends, and eat good food, and I'll be on the couch watching football, sick, but hopefully while watching some winners. So let's get into it.
Yeah, we'll do the Sunday six-pack. That's going to be with the Sunday games. But let's go through this Thanksgiving slate real quick. We got the Chiefs and Cowboys. We got the Ravens and Bengals. And we start what do we got earlier? Packers Lions. Thoughts on these games? This is a really good slate on Thanksgiving. I guess we'll start with Packers Lions. I know you've always been pretty high on the Packers coming into the year, pretty low on the Lions. Are you backing the Packers here?
Uh, yeah, I mean, interestingly enough, historically, this is a big favorites day. And if you were into like public splits, big public splits day, but favorites have crushed. Road favorites in particular have done really well. I think that might have to do with maybe home being a distraction during this week. That might have something to do with it, like Thanksgiving week and the road team's kind of on a business trip. The home team, you're dealing with more stuff at home. I don't know. Might just be noise, but favorites have tended to dominate. The Lions at home historically, and then after a non-cover, historically, they're always money, but this isn't the same Lions team. I mean, people said that last week. They should have lost to the Giants. They lost to J.J. McCarthy at home. The offense is kind of broken. Like Jahmyr Gibbs is bailing them out time and time again. The offensive line is not the same. Ben Johnson isn't around. We all thought Dan Campbell had his one day, but that was more about the Washington defense that day than anything else. I think they really missed Laporta underneath and as a third down target. So yeah, this offense just isn't the same, and I still think the Packers are a better team. Now, Do I want to take 2.5? No, I agreed with the move down from 3. If people took 3 early, I agree with that. I think ultimately, if people want action on these Thanksgiving games, I will, no matter what, I will have action on all of these games, even if it's just small bet for fun. I'll have the Packers teased uh, from 2.5 up to 8.5. Maybe with the Jets, talk about that later. I think the Jets are a good teaser piece. You could also, if you like the Ravens play at night. They're 7-point favorites. Now, you could tease the Ravens down. Now, you're not going through 7, so I don't really like that, especially the total's high. It's 52 points aren't as at a premium. Like, teaser's more valuable with the lower the total. But the Ravens, there's a lot of uncertainty in that game. Like, Lamar's not healthy. He has a toe injury. Their red zone offense is still broken. And then you have Joe Burrow coming back. But historically, the quarterbacks, there's going to probably be some rust here. And we've seen that with Joe Burrow in the past whenever he misses an extended amount of time. And now he doesn't have T. Higgins, which,
Hey, he's got Mitchell Tinsley.
yes, he does have Mitchell Tinsley. If only Vele could have got in, that would
Oh
have been
my
a
goodness.
beautiful payday. Um, but that makes it easier to kind of focus on Chase, who's historically just, I mean, ripped apart the Ravens. But you got to expect some rust, and there's a chance that the Ravens can just line up and run it with Henry and Mitchell and on this Bengals defense that's really, really, really bad. But the Ravens offense, because Lamar isn't fully healthy and fully mobile, it's just not the same at the moment. It's why his sack rate is skyrocketed. There's some offensive line issues as well. So I don't know. I'm passing on that game. There's just a ton of uncertainty. So I don't mind if you wanted to tease maybe the Packers with the Eagles on Friday against the Bears. I know I'm bouncing all around here, but I guess we'll cover these games before we get to Sunday. The I think the Bears, look, they've been very fortunate. You got to give Ben Johnson credit. You got to give Caleb Williams credit. The defense has just relied on turnovers. Now maybe they get some guys back this week, and then you got to keep an eye. Is Lane Johnson a go? I haven't.
I don't think it doesn't sound like. I thought he was out multiple
Yeah,
weeks.
yeah. So that's big. Their offense just isn't the same without him. But it's not like the Bears have a great pass rush. This might be a day where the Eagles' offense finally can put up a number and consistently move the ball. The only other time they were able to do that was against the Giants, right? Like for the whole game. And the Giants have a really bad run day. So the Eagles were able to kind of stretch Barkley's legs out, and then they were able to get everything off of that. So, but the Bears are eventually, look, they survived. They're eventually going to get their linebackers back. They're eventually going to get Gordon and Johnson back. But I do think the Eagles should take care of business at home. But I think the line is right around 7, and you're not teasing through the 7 either, which you ultimately want to do. So that's probably a pass for me on Friday. And then Chiefs Cowboys at it's 3.5 at DraftKings right now. I would lean 3.5 with the Cowboys. But what worries me is, well, number one, these road teams, these road favorites on Thanksgiving for whatever reason, just absolutely crush. I is Pickens, I assume, is a go, and so is
I
Turpin.
would think so. Yeah, I would think so.
Okay. I know the Chiefs are going to be missing probably Noah Gray and then Trey Smith, which is a
Trey
big
Smith.
loss
Yeah. Yep.
up front.
Cowboys D a lot
Cowboys
better too on the
missing.
front in that D line.
Yeah. So Cowboys, I know they played the Eagles, who can't run the ball on anyone, and their offense is kind of broken, and they played the Raiders, who just their offense is dust. But their defense is definitely better. Like Quinn Williams, you get Overshown back, you had Wilson. Their run D is going to be much better. They're getting more pressure up front. The thing that worries me though, playing those zones, that works against the Eagles. I think they only played man on like 4% of snaps last week. Uh, that's not going to work against Mahomes. So they're going to have to get pressure because I don't think that the back end. I think Mahomes could just pick apart this defense. So, but look, the Cowboys can score with anyone, and especially at home. And Pickens has been, I mean, he leads the NFL in wide receiver EPA. Like, is he better than Lamb right now? It's insane.
I
Um,
mean, I think Lamb is helping. Obviously, Pickens.
yes, but I'm saying just like I'm watching his route running,
Oh
his
yeah, he's
like
killing
he looks like
zones. He's like you would think he would kill man. Like he's killing zones. That's the mark of a really good receiver. Because usually zone coverage, you're just going to tight ends and backs, and like he's ripping apart zones and man. Like it's all the same. Just
yeah.
running
Basically, if you
open.
look at any of like the advanced metrics, it's like him and JSN have been the two best receivers so far this year. Um, so yeah, I would lean Cowboys, but it's probably a good trade live trading game.
Yeah,
Probably
I
should be
mean,
back and forth. That's gonna be like the most watched game in NFL history.
the Cowboys up front aren't, they can, especially with the Chiefs kind of banged up on the O line. You got Clark and Williams, Clowney, like all those, like there's enough guys. Overshown is back. Like there's that front is significantly better. I mean, they could
Way
just
better.
kind of
They're closer to
stymie it.
elite.
Yeah,
They're not like a bottom five defense anymore. But my fear is just Mahomes extending plays and then just finding holes in the zones the
they
entire
got
day.
more man. I mean, they have kind of played more man lately. Like the first 5 or 6 weeks they were like all zone, but they've kind of switched it up. I wouldn't be surprised if they go to a little more zone man on a
They
short
should.
week. They should, yeah. But I mean, yeah, like you said, they could score. I would definitely take Cowboys to Ravens, Bengals, probably the under because we know how like, Joe Burrow sometimes when he's playing hurt or he's like just coming back, like know how he starts the season slow usually. Well, he actually played in the preseason, but now he's been off for 2-3 months. So yeah, I don't know if those teams are going to score like people think they are, because the Ravens aren't healthy either, and I don't think I can weigh the points with the Eagles, especially if they don't have Lane Johnson. I think the Bears. I mean,
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
hard to
trust the
lay
Bears
7
either,
without.
but yeah,
You just can't trust them to build margin.
yeah, I don't
They
trust
go
the
like a
Bears,
half
but
every week without scoring.
exactly. So I think it's Bears or nothing. And then I don't really trust the total because Bears run defense is bad, and both of those teams play a lot of man coverage. So yeah, I probably lean Bears if I had to make a pick for that
Yeah,
one,
you
but
don't want the Bears. You don't want to play a lot of man either.
don't.
So um, yeah, that's a tough one on Friday, but huge game for the Bears. Like they win
They
that.
do nothing but wins. I mean, it's against terrible teams, but the Eagles can be that team on offense for a while. But I mean, their defense is elite, so maybe you look at the under still. I don't know. I'll check the action out. But anyway, let's get to the Sunday six pack. 40-28. You're up. Rough week for us last week with the pushes. Where are you going first for week 13?
All right, for my first pick of the week 13 Sunday six pack, I'm going with the Indianapolis Colts -4.5. Currently at DraftKings. Yes, I'm betting on the pumpkin, Danny Dimes, Daniel Jones. So I don't think that this line is egregious by any stretch. And at this time of the year, unless you're getting out in front of injury news, you're not going to find, a line that you think is way off. I'm mainly spending my time looking at matchups and other factors that I think might matter that aren't maybe accounted for in the market fully. Sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong. So in this case, look, the Texans have won 3 straight. Davis Mills starts, but easily could have lost all 3. Needed a miracle comeback against the Jags. They squeak out one against the Titans, although deserved that one, and then squeak out one against the Bills. So now you get CJ Stroud back. Historically, when we've seen quarterbacks come back from concussion after they missed multiple games, historically there's been a drop in production. So you can expect some rust, uh, just an efficiency drop, and from Stroud. Plus, he's going up against an Indy defense that I think right now could be one of the most underrated in the league. I know people are talking about it, but now you have Sauce for a couple games. Ward is back. Kenny Moore, sorry. Kenny Moore in the slot. Kenny Clark in the slot would be funny. Um, like this defense now, I mean, you saw them against Kansas City. Shane Steichen, by the way, 4th and 5. You're at Kansas City, up 3. You have a chance to eliminate them from the playoffs. Go for it there. This guy goes for it all the time. Punted the ball. What do you think was going to happen? Uh, so I also think though that Steichen hit an edge here, and in that you have the one thing that the couple thing when you watch the Texans, right? And they've been better running the ball a bit because they're getting uh who's the USC kid? My
Woody
brain's
Marks.
gonna
Woody
be
Marks.
Woody Marks and more involved. They're going more jumbo. So they've been a little better in that aspect, but they still can't figure out the goal line, right? That finishing drives Jonathan Taylor versus what the Texans have. It's still not a great rushing offense. And now the Colts have the secondary to match up with the Texans receivers. I just don't see Houston, especially with Stroud coming back from concussion, potentially uh, little down, rusty, doing much on offense. Now the Houston defense is legit, the best in the league. Does it worry me that they can get pressure and fluster Jones? Absolutely. They also are number one in the league against play action. That's the Colts are top two in play action usage. That does worry me, but this is a Colts offense at home that is a juggernaut. And think about where we're buying the Colts now. They haven't covered, they've won one of their past three, so they're 1-2. They've covered one of three. And they played at the Steelers in Berlin outdoors at the Chiefs. So they've been away from home playing outdoors for 3 weeks. And now you get them at home where the offense has been unstoppable. I mean, the offense put up, you could say, like, oh, who's the competition? Well, indoors, I mean, they should have put up 30 plus on the Rams. They put up 29 against the Broncos at home. I just think that the Colts can get to a number that the Texans can't with Stroud coming back from a concussion and this Indy defense trending up. The script also should be good from Steichen, and if they get a lead here, I mean, their offense has been so good early on. That should help finishing drives. And then the fourth down aggression, like the little things in this. I know Steichen messed up last week, in my opinion, but they're going to win all those game management, in-game fourth down aggression decisions. Uh, so I like the Colts to get it done against Stroud coming back from concussion.
Yeah, I make them around 4.5. So
Yeah, I don't think the
it's,
numbers are egregious by any stretch.
it's kind of it's pretty, I would say, tough slate, good slate, but a tough slate. For my first pick, the second overall of the Week 13 Sunday six pack, I'm going with the New York Jets plus 2.5 at home against the Falcons. And these are just two bad teams, in my opinion. I wasn't impressed at all with the Falcons last week. I mean, the Saints get stopped twice at the goal line, missed
Missed two
two
field goals.
easy field goals. Kirk Cousins throws a pick six. Now he's outdoors, and we don't know if they're gonna have Drake London again.
I would
So
guess he's out.
yeah, it seems like he's going to be out. The defense, I mean, Bowman, went on IR. The offensive line is just mangled. So these two teams aren't really that dissimilar now. I mean, the Jets, they're going to have Tyrod Taylor, a guy who can move around. And I think that, in a game like this where it's just two bad teams outdoors, having a guy like Tyrod Taylor who can move around versus Kirk Cousins, who now there's another week of tape on him. Really had a couple of explosives, throw the pick six, but didn't do much in that Saints game. I just think this is essentially a pick'em game for me. The Jets offense slightly trending up, just because as they get those receivers acclimated. I mean, Mechie's giving them something 2 straight weeks. They're kind of mixing and matching with the other guys. They like Tyrod to throw down the field a little bit more than Fields. They still got Brees. Falcons defense, I mean, they stopped the Saints completely on the ground. But the Saints
Getting Diablo back was huge, but Kamara also got hurt, and then Fuaga wasn't back. But
yeah, I think the Jets can run it. I mean, the Jets their identity is to run it. They'll be able to run it a little better, I think, than the Saints, or maybe even a lot better. I mean, we've seen this Falcons defense get ripped up in the run game before. I think Diablo is huge, but this is just outdoors. Two pretty much equally bad teams. And the Jets, I mean, you're saying the Falcons now are 4 points better than the Jets. I don't know. Cousins, you got to do it again for me. I mean, he only threw 23 times. It's not like, he's still stiff and old and out. Now he's outdoors. So yeah, give me and the Jets. I mean, they outgained Baltimore last week in Baltimore.
And plus 0.7 net yards per play.
Right. Yeah. So it wasn't like this Jets team is staying competitive. I mean, it's been a couple of 13-point losses back to back in the week before that to get the 2 special teams touchdowns. But I think this Jets team can hang in there and beat this Falcons team at home. I mean, they've been at New England and at Baltimore over the past 2 weeks, two of the toughest places to play. Before that, they beat Cincinnati on the road, and then they beat Cleveland at home. So give me the Jets plus 2.5. I don't think it's going to get to 3, but you never know. I mean, the public opinion is down on the Jets, and the Falcons are coming off a win, but we'll go with 2.5 for the contest. Where are you going with your second?
Yeah, don't mind that. Plus the Jets, I mean, they're at an NFL record now, games without an interception to start the season. If there was ever a time, it's the Falcons with it. They're without London and Cousins outdoors. They've run so bad. Like their defense is still playing well on a success rate. They hold the Ravens to 4 yards per play. They fumbled it 12 times, lost nine. Their opponents have fumbled 10 times and only lost one, and they still don't have an interception. Yeah, there's going to be a game, and this screams it. So, yeah, I'm still not buying the Falcons with Cousins, and I assume no London. So I agree here. This line is definitely played. Good teaser piece as well. For my second pick in the third overall of the Week 13 Sunday six pack, I am going with the Washington Commanders plus 6.5 at home against the Denver Broncos. We're doing this on a Tuesday, which makes it a little tougher. Uh, Surtain, Singleton, Ellis, the Denver has some defensive injuries. Washington has some wide receiver injuries. Uh, Look, their secondary is kind of in shambles. We know all this, but I just can't get to this number. Denver kind of fat and happy after that Chiefs win. Basically, I mean, the Chiefs can't catch them in the division now. Going across country to play a bad Washington team. This is a flat spot, and this is still Bo Nix. I know Bo Nix had some nice moments against the Chiefs, but this is also a Bo Nix that beat the Jets by 2 when the Jets had negative 10 net passing yards. I also think Dan Quinn taking over the defense, coming off of a bye, you'll see some new wrinkles, some new looks, and this is just a Denver team I don't trust to win by margin. I mean, we saw them against the Raiders at home 2 weeks ago, uh, barely pulling that game out, and the Raiders are completely incompetent. So yeah, I'm just taking the points at home with the Commanders. Maybe there's an outside shot that Daniels plays. No, is he ruled out
Seems
already?
doubtful. Seems doubtful. I
Yeah,
think
I think
he's
he's doubtful, but
yeah.
like I don't know. Maybe there's an outside chance, so there's an upside there. But I'm fine with Mariota in here. Um, I just think this line is too high, so that's it. Simple handicap there. But I will wait. I'm going to wait to see if I'm going to watch the market if I'm awake or alive.
Yeah, my only concern with that, I mean, I do like Dan Quinn taking over the defense because what I thought Washington really kind of aired in most of the year was they were playing man coverage at too high a rate given how bad their defense was. And
Yeah, how bad their corners were. You can't do that.
right, and that's where you actually give Bo Nix likes man coverage. He could take his shots, and he kind of knows where to go against man coverage. Just those zones, it's kind of like a Hurts. Those zones can kind of rattle him a little. So I think
Harder to
Dan Quinn
run,
used to
harder
be.
for him to run too.
Yep. And Dan Quinn used to be a heavy zone coach back when he was with the Falcons. So I'm hoping that him taking over the defense means okay, let's calm it down. We know we're bad. Let's just like sit back in zone and let Bo Nix make some mistakes. And if so, yeah. I mean they beat the Raiders by 3. This Raider team, like they scored 7 points. So and I believe that was in Denver, no
In
less.
Denver. On
Yep.
a short week with the Raiders coming off an overtime game where they played 90 plays. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, look, they beat the Jets 13-11 and overseas. The Jets had negative 10 passing yards. Like, it just, they could easily lose this game. Bo Nix is, yeah, I just don't trust him as a favorite.
All right, we'll get to the second half of the six pack, but want to remind everybody that it's that time of year. We have a great deal on Action Pro as part of our Black Friday sale, which is going on live right now. Sign up now for an annual subscription and get 50% off your first 3 months. Action Pro users get real-time alerts as soon as experts like Sean Kerner, Nick Giffen, Stuckey, myself track picks in the Action Network app. Without Action Pro, you'll need to wait 30 minutes to get alerts and risk not getting the best of the number. You'll also get real-time money percentages to see where the smart money is flowing and access to our NFL player prop projections powered by Sean Kerner. The deal is over soon, so go to actionnetwork.com/pro to sign up now for an annual subscription, and your first 3 months are 50% off. That's actionnetwork.com/pro. The rest of our Sunday six pack is coming up, but first I'll throw it to myself for a quick word from our sponsor. The Action Network podcast is sponsored by DraftKings Sportsbook, and in partnership with DraftKings, Action Network podcast listeners get a great offer right now. New customers can bet $5 and get $200 back in bonus bets if your bet wins, plus 3 months of NBA League Pass. Love the thrill of live betting? DraftKings has got you covered. Bet live on star player props and in-progress games right as they happen. To get started, use promo code Action Network when signing up with DraftKings. That's code Action Network when signing up with DraftKings for 3 months of NBA League Pass and $200 back in bonus bets if your bet wins. The crown is yours. All right. For my second pick, the fourth overall of the week 13 Sunday six pack, I am going with the Minnesota Vikings plus 10.5 at the Seattle Seahawks. Might even want to wait on this. I mean, I could see this number continuing to balloon because the Vikings are going to be starting Brosmer, but we've said this. We think he's the best. I think he's the best quarterback on the roster right now. I mean, you're talking about Carson Wentz and JJ McCarthy. So I want to buy low here. This Vikings team, if you just got anything better in quarterback play than what you've got, you still have a lot of talent on this team now. You know, I did downgrade them because it looks like Darisaw is hurt again, so that's obviously not good. But I mean, this Vikings team is just getting nothing out of the quarterback position. So at this point, I can't really downgrade them any more for Brosmer, especially where I have him, capped compared to McCarthy. I mean, last week McCarthy gives them, what was it? Yeah, 12 of 19 for 87 yards, 2 picks, got sacked 5 times. I mean, 52 net passing yards. I'm pretty sure Brosmer can get you 4 times that at least. I just can't get to this number. Even downgrading the Vikings for some of the injuries, they still are getting help. They're still healthier than they've been for much of the season. I mean, defensively, the line too, even with Darisaw, still got some guys back. You got all your receivers. Josh Oliver's back. CJ Ham is there. Like everyone's Aaron Jones. So if you just get competent quarterback play, and I mean, maybe you don't. It is Brosmer, but he is the third string guy. But from what I've seen, I've been saying this all season long. I think he's the best quarterback on the roster. And then on the other side, yes, we know Seattle's just a juggernaut. But what do we have here? We have Brian Flores against Sam Darnold. Very familiar. Why?
Yeah.
Because Brian Flores defense practiced against Sam Darnold every day last season. So I do think you could get some, turnover luck. You could just get some good bounces. If you're Minnesota, you're going to probably get not the best Darnold game. You probably won't get what was it? 15 yards per attempt, 4 touchdowns in the first quarter type of game that you've been seeing in certain spots from him. We've seen some cracks recently. He's come down to earth a little bit, but I do trust Flores here. And, even with just kind of leaving the Vikings numbers the way they are at quarterback, I would make this line around 8. So, I mean, you could downgrade them for Brosmer if you like, and it's still tough to get to this number. But I from what I've seen from McCarthy and what I know from Brosmer, I think Brosmer's no worse than McCarthy or Carson Wentz and is very likely better. And then love the Flores matchup on the other side with the familiarity. So give me Minnesota at the Seahawks plus 10.5.
Yeah, I mean, it's still a small sample size, but through the amount of games he's played, McCarthy he's basically so far Nathan Peterman.
Right.
He has no touch yet on short passes. He can't throw the left side of the field. His mechanics are way off. He misses wide open throws. I like Brosmer. Now it's hard to say. A lot of
Yeah.
variance here, but I just don't think it can be. How can it get any worse? Now it's not an ideal scenario. You don't have your left tackle. You're playing a defense that can get pressure without blitzing, and you're playing a McDonald back end on the road in Seattle. So it's not ideal. But again, I come back to how much worse can it get? I think there's. I mean, you can't. I just can't. He's going to throw it backwards? I mean, there's been times where McCarthy would have been better off just kneeling and wasting time than throwing it into the ground. So yeah, and that familiarity, I can see it now. I will say Donald has crushed the blitz. Minnesota has been vulnerable to explosive passes. Can anyone, stop JSN?
No,
Uh,
absolutely not.
so that's always a concern. But yeah, I don't mind the look at 10.5. I'm a Brosmer stan. We'll either look.
Yeah, no, we've been saying this all years. Like
Yeah, I
for
gotta
what
back
McCarthy's
him.
been giving us. Yeah,
I
we
gotta
got to.
back him.
Yeah, and I would
Uh,
say we probably wait on this though. I mean, I would.
yeah, I'm gonna watch the market because it hasn't been announced that McCarthy's out, right?
No, it
Like it's
hasn't.
assumed that he is, but I'm saying like I think sometimes once you get like an announcement, then the market bumps a little bit more at
Yeah,
times. So um, yeah, I can't imagine many people are rushing to bet Minnesota, but they've been decent on the road.
yeah. I mean, they won in Detroit with McCarthy. So like this team, they have the talent, they have the coaching staff. On both sides of the ball. It's just the quarterback has been holding them back. So yeah, it's like you said, we don't have a big sample, but I'm just even if you just put in like the average, whatever it is, undrafted, quarterback. I mean, it's still better than McCarthy. That's how bad McCarthy's been. So yeah, give me some Brosmer here. I think he can. I mean, we've seen this out of Kevin O'Connell's quarterbacks in the past. You always want to buy low on the guys that no one expect. Like, we saw it with Dobbs and Mullins for a few games. It's like 10.5. It's still a big number. So yeah, give me Minnesota. Where you go next?
My third pick and the fifth overall, the Week 13 Sunday six pack. I am going with the Pittsburgh Steelers plus. What do we got out here?
3.5.
3.5 at home against the Buffalo Bills. It looks like Rodgers is going to start. I think it's a slight upgrade over Rudolph. Not monumental. I think more importantly, it looks like Alex Highsmith will be back. Um, Joey Porter, DK Metcalf limited. Today, I assume they'd go. This Bills team is kind of broken. Just gonna throw that out there, and it's a flawed roster. I think at this point, one of the strengths of the team still is, I mean, you have Josh Allen, and you can still run the ball, and they'll be able to run the ball some here. Kincaid, I don't know if he's gonna go. We'll see. Spencer Brown's gonna be out. That's massive. Their right tackle, who's really good, and he tried to give it a go last week. I mean, he was playing hurt last week, and he was just getting worked, and it just crumbled their offense. And if you look at the games this year, like Atlanta crumbled them with pressure off the edge. We saw it with Houston as well. I think that can happen here with Pittsburgh at home. And then on the other side of the ball, Bernard probably going to be out. Uh, so you already have Oliver on IR. The one strength of this defense still, and Harrison has showed some potential, Bishop, but it's still not a great secondary. They can get pressure. However, that's kind of neutralized with Rodgers because he gets rid of the ball so quick. And these heavy packages, I mean, Pittsburgh wants to run the ball and they want to throw to their tight ends. You can do that against Buffalo. So I like the matchup for the Steelers. You can get in, I mean, Tomlin off a loss at home dog. I expect that I could get into all those trends. There might be some voodoo here. The Bills are going to show up too. They're off extended rest, off a loss. I expect Allen to be ready, but I think with Brown out and some of the matchup advantages that Pittsburgh might have on offense. Now I'm a bit worried about like Rodgers' arm, his hand. Does it make like how is he going to take the snap and does it make the offense more predictable? Is he just going to do pure shotgun?
I,
Um,
I mean, he's definitely getting the ball out quick either way. But yeah, I would think he probably just winds up out of shotgun, no motion, and just gets it out super quick.
So that might work against the Bills because just totally negate their pressure. But obviously, it's not an ideal way to run an offense. So that does concern me a bit. But yeah, I'll take the hook here. I just think this should be three. The Brown loss with Highsmith back, that combo, I think could make a difference in this game. So give me the Steelers plus 3.5.
Yeah, the Bills are just way too reliant on James Cook explosives. It's like the Bills just kind of like the way their roster building has been quite interesting. I mean, they got rid of all their receivers and they were just like, hey, I mean, all their good receivers, and they were just yeah, we're just gonna let everybody eat. And then they signed James Cook to this big contract, and now they're essentially boxed themselves into just using him. But yeah, you're not maximizing Josh Allen, and you have a defensive coach, but I don't know. Your defense is just still just not great, especially against the run. So, and you're not getting as many leads. So now teams, that your run defense becomes more important. So yeah, this odd Bills team. I thought
Yeah,
they were just
Steelers
going to
D is
run
still
away with it.
bad. It's still bad, but Heisman back will help. And they're actually changing things schematically on a weekly basis. So, which is making them a bit more unpredictable. Like if you look at like their coverage breakdowns by week, which is really how you should. If you don't have like an elite defense, you really should be changing things up weekly, based on the matchup, number one, and then number two, just to keep the offense from being able to game plan you easily. So they're mixing things up a bit more, which I think is helping their defense. Still not a great unit, but yeah, I'll take the hook here.
Yeah, I mean Steelers underdog, big AFC matchup coming off a loss. Probably be there with you. All right, for my third and final pick, the sixth overall of the Week 13 Sunday six pack. I'm going with the Tennessee Titans plus 6.5 at home against the Jaguars. Yeah, I know favorites on the road, kill it on Thanksgiving. I don't care. This Jaguar team. Talked about them on the road, and they're just not the same team. And this is the fourth straight home game now for the Tennessee Titans. Jaguars, meanwhile, have been
A
on the
5 of 6 on
road,
the road.
5 of 6 on the road, one of them across the country. So they were in what was it, Berlin for that Rams game? Yeah, right. Yeah, so they were international for the Rams game. Bye. Then they go at Vegas, at Houston. They come home for the Chargers and go to Arizona. Now, if you look at these games, they got blown out by the Rams in overseas. They come back, they win by 1 in overtime against the Raiders on the road. They give up 26 fourth quarter points and lose to Davis Mills on the road. Come home, 35-6 over the Chargers, and then go to Arizona and a 3-point win on the road. Their other road games, a 26-21 win over the Niners, where they were outgained by over 50 yards and got a return touchdown and won by 5. And the Bengals game back in week 2, where Joe Burrow gets hurt, Browning comes in, throws 3 picks, and they still lose the game on the road. So they're road games. Cincinnati 31-27 loss, Niners 5-point win, Raiders 1-point win, Texans 7-point loss, Cardinals 3-point win, and then the Rams game, which was an overseas game. So they have not won by 7 or more on the road all season. Trevor Lawrence just hasn't been the same on the road. I mean, he did everything he could to give the game away last week through what was it, 3 more picks. I mean, just no matter who's out there for them, it just seems like something's not right. Like Lawrence is just still not accurate. Love Parker Washington, but I just this Titans team, they're getting a little peskier, a little bit. I like they did kind of switch things up on offense a few weeks ago. Cam Ward scrambling more, which I like. Jaguars, I mean, they do play a lot of zones, so you might not need to as much, but they've given up 3 rushing touchdowns. Just gives them something else. You might get your Ayamanor back. I like that they're playing Chimere DK just like every snap now. They're getting the tight ends more involved. So yeah, give me the Titans divisional game. It's ugly, but just the spot with the 5 out of 6 road games for the Jags, who have been terrible and lost to Browning, Mills, and beat Geno by 1 and Brissett by 3. Got to go with the Titans here.
Yeah, I mean to play. I won to support that play. The Titans have played a brutal slate of opposing defenses. Like they played the Texans twice, the Broncos, the Rams, the Seahawks, the Chargers. Like I mean, look at their schedule of opposing defenses. So this will be a nice break. The one thing I worry about, though, I mean they've covered 3 straight, probably because I just haven't been betting them. But the Chargers, they got 2 non-offensive touchdowns. The Texans, they get a backdoor touchdown late. The Seahawks, they get a punt return and then a touchdown late. So they've gotten a little fortunate, but
Yeah,
the
they
offense
have.
has looked better. The only thing I really worry about, and I agree, the Jags aren't the same team on the road, is just that the potential injury swing with if like the Jags get Lewis, Walker back, and then they could get Harrison back and Thomas on offense, but mainly on defense. If they get Lewis and then Trayvon Walker back, and then the Titans are down Cushenberry and Moore, who aren't great, but the depth of the Titans' offensive line is uh, horrid. So that would I don't even know their backup center is. It's like Jackson Slater or something. Um, Drew Moss. Like these are their backup offensive linemen. Um,
Yeah.
so that's what I worry about, but I don't hate it.
I mean, the line's been bad all year. I mean, they're going to get one of these. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they win this game. Jaguars Jaguars are going to give one away. Jaguars are just getting too lucky. It's for as much as we love them coming into the year. I mean, it's just every week now they seem to just be like Trevor
Although
Lawrence
they
is
did
one
get
of the worst
unlucky versus
quarterbacks.
they got unlucky versus the Texans.
Yeah, well, yeah. But still, I mean, Trevor Lawrence
But I agree.
is
Overall, they've been fortunate.
horrid. Yeah. All right.
They're kind of the
So
Bears of the AFC.
right. Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. Bears probably have a better defense somehow. I don't know. It's
No,
weird.
maybe when healthy.
When healthy. I think when healthy. This Jaguars defense isn't.
Jags have a pass rush. That
true.
helps.
Yeah. All right. This is an ugly one. Week 13 6-pack. We got some Daniel Jones, Tyrod Taylor, Marcus Mariota, Max Brosmer, hurt Aaron Rodgers, and Cam Ward. Okay, this might be the worst one yet. The best worst one. Yet.
Well, look at the Sunday slate. They put all the good games on Thanksgiving. This Sunday slate is I mean, look at the quarterbacks. You got Stroud off a concussion. We haven't talked about we don't know if Baker's going to play.
Well, I'll get to that.
So then you got Titans, Jags, Rams, Panthers, Saints, Dolphins, Falcons, Jets, 49ers, Browns, Vikings, Seahawks, Bills, Steelers, Raiders, Chargers, Broncos, Commanders. I mean, the late slate at least has Bills, Steelers, and at least it has Brosmer.
For
The
real.
Raiders have one of the Raiders cannot be in the late slate. Get them out. They can't be one of 3 games.
Like it's ridiculous. It's the most confounding team. Like the fact that they just got blown out by Shedeur Sanders and fired Chip Kelly. Like you should have done that the minute he came out of the bye with 0 snaps for the 2 rookie receivers or whatever it was. Like, one of them got scratched, I think, and the other didn't play. It was like, get out of here. Like, just go somewhere. And then Pete Carroll was like, oh yeah, blame me for like play action. I just wanted to chuck it so we didn't hand the ball off. It's like, what are you doing? Like, what are y'all doing? I don't. Raiders team is ridiculous, man. Ridiculous. But that's gonna do it for our Week 13 Sunday 6-pack. Now it's time for some of our favorite totals. If you like to tail some of these bets, just look for the quick slip link. It's in the podcast and video description, and be sure to sign up for Action Pro for instant notifications when all our bets are tracked.